Good morning. Welcome back, Crusher Crew. I am home. We filmed for over 2 weeks up at Mount Wilson Ranch. Coffee pot's done. Been drinking coffee. This is a coffee mug I had made from a cousin camp trip that we went to Hawaii with my brother's family. But yeah, I've been painting. Here, let me show you some of my oil painting and my view out the window. This view out my backyard never ever has gotten old, not even one time. Every morning that I wake up and the sun's out is completely different, or even when the sun's not out, under the stars, under the full moon, it is majestic. And even when it's stormy or raining out, one of the best things ever is to wrap up in a blanket on the back porch and look out over these big red sandstone mountains, and you see all these waterfalls pop off. Like you see up here a waterfall jets off, and up here and over here you've got these amazing domes and archways, and clear over here there's a big waterfall, and back up in this canyon a whole waterfall. So down at the base there of the mountain is a big spring, a natural spring that comes right out of the base of the Canaan Mountains there, and they go all the way that way. And if you head past the mountains that way, you go to the Grand Canyon, and you come over here and go that way, and you can also go to the Grand Canyon or to Las Vegas and Area 51. It's just a beautiful, beautiful area here. I love it. I'm trying to become more self-sufficient. I would like to get to the point where I put solar panels on the roof here and like an internal battery system in the garage, and gonna get chickens out back. And I've got this water catchment system that I kind of put together myself, so it drains off the roof into this 5-gallon bucket, and this is full of lump charcoal, just like as a pre-filter, and then it comes out of holes that I drilled in the bottom into here. The overflow goes into here. It's all, jerry rigged together, but this overflows, dumps down here and goes under, but extra water off of the roof fills up in here, kind of pre-filtered, and then it could either water the animals, water the lawn, or especially the apple trees. And so I used water off of the rooftop this last summer in this barrel to water my apple trees, and I got baskets and baskets of apples and dehydrated them all and figuring things out. Life is good. So I look out the window every morning at this, and I've been oil painting again. I still got to finish the bottom, but I just started doing the clouds and adding a little bit more detail. But I do all this finger painting by hand. I just put on a rubber glove, mix the paint over here on a piece of cardboard, and just do it. This morning I got up and just finished filming a video here in my office. And when I say it's my office, it's also like my podcast studio and my junk room where I throw all my stuff. And I also have a ton of really cool collectibles, which is something that we could get into. I have a whole box right there of awesome comic books, Uncanny X-Men. I've got the original first series of Deadpool. I've got a lot of really cool stuff. Spider-Man 2099, all the first issues of that. Death of Superman. We can get into all that. Got a lot of cool stuff up here, plus artifacts that have been given to me to preserve. People that have found them like in the road on their property and they want to remove them, and so they gifted them to me. Also stuff that I've been asked to go out and collect that I've brought back that I don't know what to do with other than hang on to it. This is a pretty cool one I'll show you guys in this video today. This is an original Bigfoot, Patterson Gimlin Bigfoot casting, and I got this from Jeff Meldrum personally near Skinwalker Ranch. We were at a convention together, but you can see the size of the foot and the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, I'll turn it like this so that you can really see it. Isn't that amazing? And then I got it off of Jeff Meldrum at the convention, He lives in Pocatello, Idaho, which is a town that I lived in. And he's done a podcast with me before, actually. So that's pretty cool. He autographed the back of it. But he has the originals. So the very first original Patterson Gimlin Bigfoot track that they went up there and filmed on camera, and they did the plaster cast of. This is an immediate replica remake off of that original. So Jeff Meldrum has that first original cast, and then he makes duplicate copies like this that then he goes and sells copies of his book and copies of the plaster casts in order to help fund his expeditions and research. And I think that's pretty cool. And so I supported his work and got this one. But I think that's pretty cool. Let's set it down on the ground. So I have a size 12. Let's just see with my shoe on. Here, I'll take my shoe off. You can see with my sock here. Here we go. So I'll put my heel right there. A little bit overspill, and you can see the size difference. I wear a size 12 wide. And this boy, oh my gosh, or girl, I guess the Patty is a female, right? So I'll put my heel right there. Side by side. That's a big mama. That's like Shrek, right? Look at that, the toes go clear over. The size of the big toe is huge. It's like half of my foot up there. Now I'm always scared to do it this way because I don't want to slip and accidentally put my foot through it and break the thing. But when you put your foot right on top, you really get a sense. If I have a 12 wide, this is like a huge Bigfoot track. And I think it's interesting how Jeff Meldrum talks about the mid-tarsal break, how there's a flexion point in the foot right here. So it's like the foot hinges. I mean, really interesting. And oh my gosh, there it is. The actual origin story of the name itself. Carl the Crusher. There it is. Carl the Crusher versus Zip Zap. These are comic books that I drew when I was in the 4th and 5th grade. Mostly the 5th grade. So these are awesome. There's Carl the Crusher. My little lightning bolts. This was my persona. So like here's Carl calmly strolls through Manhattan. There's Frost Freeze. He's the bad guy. So here we'll go through the comic here. And then I get shot in the foot. Oh no. And then I zap him and melt him into a puddle. The end. So look, I did several of these. Oh, this is Zip Zap. So I fought Frost Freeze, the ice guy. And then I fight Zip Zap. I get shot by the Phantom. Oh no. Then I have my friend Sean the Shocker. Yeah, is my buddy Sean that we did art classes together. Oh my gosh, look, here's my car, my supercar that transforms into it's a car, a boat, and it flies. Now I've got a grapple hook. Sweet. And I camouflage suit this time. Oh my gosh, there's my camouflage car. Turns into a jet and takes off. It's so bad. It's hilarious. Yeah, so this is how the origins of Carl the Crusher. So I didn't have any money for comic books. I grew up a little bit poor that way. So drew my own. Isn't that hilarious? So this is the origins. This is why I go by the name Carl Crusher. My real last name is Andresen. Nobody can spell that. My middle name is Olin, O-L-I-N, so I went by Olinsalot for a while. My Dungeons and Dragons name, but there you go. The official origins of the name Carl the Crusher, and now there it is, Carl the Crusher. Might as well, right? Went through the divorce, out here doing my own thing, and now like Indiana Jones or the Goonies or whatever, I go and explore, look for UFOs and ancient artifacts and stuff. So not quite like, you know, grapple hook, Spider-Man camo with the jet card quite yet. We're still working on it, but so far so good. I have tons of cool stuff going on. Karina and I might go out and film a little bit of horseback riding later today. I might catch some of that. But I also have a lot of cool things going on at the local vineyard. They're always doing activities and cool stuff, painting classes, moccasin making, but there's tons of outdoor adventures and stuff that I go and do that I don't normally film, but maybe I will, and I'll put it up here. Just let me know what you think, what kind of content that you're curious about, and we'll keep going. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me on this vlog today, kind of behind the scenes of my day-to-day life. We'll see you in the next one.